Good morning.
Good morning.
This week's talk is the third and final one in our brief homily series called Hooked, Followers Fish. Now, 2 weeks ago, we heard that when Jesus called his first apostles, he promised that if they followed him, he would give them something so valuable that they wouldn't need their boats anymore for fishing, because from then on, they would be catching men and bringing people into relationship with Jesus instead. And we heard that during this series, we will need to put aside our fears, discomfort, and even laziness, just like the apostles did in order to bring people to Christ. And to do that, we have a simple strategy that involves investing in prayer, fasting, and sacrifice for at least one friend, family member, or someone else who is currently not connected to Christ in his church. And when the time is right, inviting them to join us at Mass. Then last week, we heard that the reason that we need to invite people into a greater relationship with Jesus is because he's the Son of God and he rose from the dead. And he has the power to raise people's dead dreams and relationships, their dead hearts, souls, and even their bodies, and bring them back to life so that they can live forever in heaven with him. And today, as we finish this series, we are going to look at how joining Jesus on this fishing expedition to bring others to him benefits us personally. In other words, how sharing our faith with others helps us. Now, there's a story about a pastor who was a friend of General George Washington during the Revolutionary War days. Now, the pastor was known to walk everywhere he went as he invested in prayer for the people, that they might grow in a greater relationship with Christ and accept his invitation to Sunday worship. But on the outskirts of town, there lived a wealthy, powerful, and not so nice plantation owner named Whitman, who was not a churchgoer. So the pastor invested in praying for Whitman, and when the time seemed right, he got the courage to walk out to that plantation and invite the man to start going to Sunday church. But the man got so offended that he threatened to sick the dogs on the pastor if he ever trespassed on his property again. And from then on, Whitman used all of his considerable power and influence to slander, abuse, and oppose everything the pastor did in that town. Until one day, Whitman was arrested for treason for some of his business associations. And by the time the pastor heard about it, Whitman had already been sentenced to death. Now the pastor, not knowing if Whitman was a traitor or not, set out on foot and walked 70 miles to Philadelphia to meet with his friend George Washington and plead with him to spare Whitman's life. But Washington refused, saying, "Pastor, I can't pardon your friend." But the pastor exclaimed, "Oh, he's not my friend, George. He's actually the bitterest enemy I've ever had." Washington, looking puzzled, said, "You mean to tell me that you walked all this way to save the life of an enemy?" Well, that puts things in a different light. "I will grant a pardon." And with that, George Washington had Whitman released to return to his plantation home, where he attended the pastor's church every Sunday, no longer the pastor's enemy, but a follower of Jesus Christ. Now, there's no doubt that the pastor saved Whitman's life and probably aided in saving his immortal soul by investing in him through prayer and sacrifice before and after he invited him to church. But acting as God's instrument in Whitman's his conversion most probably helped the pastor more. Because Jesus tells us in the gospel today that our reward will be great if we do good to those who hate us and give to those who ask of us, expecting nothing in return. He tells us to love and pray for our enemies because that is how we become like our Heavenly Father, who loves His enemies and is kind and merciful to everyone, even unbelievers and sinners. God saw the whole human race opposing Him and responded with mercy and compassion by sending His Son to die for us. He sent His only begotten Son to die for you and me out of pure love. St. Paul tells us in his letter to the Romans that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. I mean, do we realize how enormously awesome that is? God didn't wait for us to clean up our act before He sent His Son, because He knew that we wouldn't and couldn't change on our own. And when we invest and invite others to a relationship with Jesus Christ and His church, we participate in what God has already done for us and continues to do. So we cannot just not tell others about Jesus when we know that the gospel truth is that it will save them and us for eternal life. Jesus went on in the gospel to tell us, stop judging and we will not be judged. Stop condemning and we will not be condemned. So when we invest in prayer and sacrifice for someone else to bring them into a relationship with Jesus and invite them to Mass, it softens our hearts and keeps us from judging and condemning others as we participate in God's mission of compassion and mercy, which is really the best way for us as human beings to live. Because if you think of all the cold and hard-hearted people that we've known in our lives, we wouldn't want their joyless lives, even if they were rich plantation owners. But on the other hand, the people that we've known who are compassionate and merciful seem to have peace and joy in their lives. We have the opportunity to show compassion and mercy like our Heavenly Father by investing and inviting others to know Jesus. Because life without Him is empty and really pointless. Jesus went on to say, give and it will be given to you. A good measure, packed together, shaken down, and overflowing will be poured into our laps. Which in Jesus' day referred to how people bought dry goods like grain and beans in the marketplace. Because you see, the merchants used to pour the dry goods into the pocket of the buyer's garment, while the buyer packed it together, shook it down until it was overflowing. Because that way, the maximum amount that they received was the maximum amount that they could carry. And likewise, when we invest, invite, and share our faith with others, we ourselves are opened up to receive the maximum amount of God's grace and blessing that we can carry. While our faith grows and overflows to a point that it becomes impossible for us not to share with others the amazing difference that Jesus Christ has made in our own lives. Because sharing our faith with others helps us approach life in the best possible way. It connects us with the three modes that most people, the highest of the three modes that most people live their lives by. With the first and the lowest being the mode of simply surviving. Now, surviving is when someone just lives to get through the day, or trying to put food on the table or a roof over their heads. The only thing they can look forward to is maybe some fun on the weekends. And the second mode that people live their lives by is success. They live seeking high achievement and material possessions like a big house, a boat, or expensive cars. Success for them means climbing the company ladder and making a name for themselves as so they're respected by everyone in their industry. Now, there's no doubt that success certainly beats simply surviving, but there is a much, much higher mode of living. And that mode is a life of significance. beyond ourselves and exist to change and impact others for the good in this life with a vision towards heaven. Significance is so much more inspiring and brings so much more meaning to our lives than those who are in survival or in success mode, because those modes don't have the richness or depth that significance has. For example, suppose a manager of a business or an organization called a meeting of their employees and told them that the most important reason for them to do their job well was to make that manager rich and successful, or at least not get them fired. Compared to a manager who reminds everyone about the mission of their organization and how what they do every day positively impacts the community and changes people's lives for the better. Now, which of those two managers would have a better chance of motivating those workers to get out of bed every morning and to work hard at their jobs? Obviously the second one, right? Because living a significant life transcends our own wants and desires to serve a mission greater than ourselves. And we, as Christ's church on earth, have the most significant message ever. That God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, so that whoever believes in him may not die, but may have eternal life. And in sharing that message by investing and inviting people to Sunday Mass, we're helping them to grow to know Jesus, who suffered and died for them and for us. God wants us to share our faith with everyone, especially those who are outside and away from his church, so that we will be open to more grace, and that they too may know him personally and intimately. Jesus tells us to give and it will be given to us. So whatever we give to others, Jesus promises that we will receive more in return. Because God can never be outdone in giving. So as we close this homily series, here again is what we're asking everyone to do. Identify one person to invest in prayer, fasting, and sacrifice. And then when the time is right, invite them to Mass for our Lenten homily series, which is entitled Attitude Adjustment. It begins on March 10th, which is the first Sunday of Lent. That means that we only have another week or so to invite someone that we've been investing in to go to Mass with us. So keep praying, fasting, and sacrificing for them this week. And if we haven't already invited them to Mass, we need to get moving because we don't want to wait till the last minute. I know that all could be a little apprehensive and scared, thinking that inviting someone to Mass might be awkward, or that someone might mistake us for some kind of Jesus freak or something. But we have to get past all that, because when we meet God face to face someday and possibly find out that the person we invited to Mass became a great saint, it'll be more than worth it, because our reward will be great in heaven as children of the Most High. As opposed to finding out that because we never bothered to put our net or our hook in the water to invite someone to Mass, they turned out to be the big fish that got away and was lost. So don't be afraid. I don't think anyone's going to sick the dogs on us or try to ruin us because we ask them to go to church with us. I mean, chances are the worst thing that could happen is they may say no, thank you. And if they do, continue to pray for them and assure them that they're always welcome to join us at Mass in the future. Because we are on a mission from God, on our way to God. And Jesus is asking us to invest and invite others to Him for our greater good. So tell your friends and relatives how we here at St. Mary's, by God's grace, are trying to cultivate an atmosphere where it becomes impossible for us not to share Jesus with the world. Tell them about our beautiful Mass and how the Mass affects you. Tell them that we know that Jesus is here. Tell them how much your life is better since Jesus has entered it, and how much hearing His Word and having it preached can change your life. And how heavenly the music and singing is here every Sunday. You can even tell them about our amazing worship aids, which makes it easy for anyone to follow along through the Mass without being uncomfortable about when to stand or sing or sit or kneel or respond. I can't count the number of people over the years since I've been involved in RCIA, which is Rite of Christian Initiation of Adults, who have joyfully entered into full communion with the Catholic Church for life after experiencing the beauty and the wonders of the true presence of Jesus Christ here at the Mass. But they just didn't walk into Mass on the street. No. A Catholic follower of Jesus Christ that they knew cared enough about them to invite them to Mass. And they were hooked.